Delina. This is one of the most spoken about fragrances on the internet. This came out in 2017 and has been causing mayhem since. Should you buy it? Is it worth your money? Does it smell like how it cost? If you want my unsponsored, unbiased and honest review on Delina by Parfums, please continue to watch.
All I know is you smell good. All I know is you smell good. Yeah.
Welcome people and welcome back to my YouTube channel. And if this is your first time on my channel, my name is Coco, the most inconsistent perfume reviewer on YouTube. But you know what? I put out banging content. Well, I think my content is banging. In today's video, as you can already see from the title, I'll be talking about the one and only Delina. Is this the right way? No. Oh. Let's go again. In today's video, I'll be talking about the one and only Delina by Parfums. I promise you this box is pink. I don't know why my ring light is washing everything out. I'm making everything look bloody white, but it's pink. I don't know if I'm going to look a bit different now because I just turned the light down on my ring light because everything was looking bare washed out. Do you know what I mean? But let's talk about the box that Delina comes in. Let's talk about the box real quick. So it comes in this light pink box. You have the emblem on. You know what? Everybody should know what the Delina box looks like. I'm going to do a big bird B and box. Now for the packaging, it's just as pink as the box. It has pink tassels. The lid is quite heavy and it has the logo of the company all around it. It has a pink rhinestone on top, embossed framework in the front of the bottle. I'm not gonna lie, this packaging looks good. But you know what? Someone on Fragrantica said it looks like a bar of soap. And from they said that, I can't unsee it. You know them ones? But yeah, the packaging is immaculate. I have to give them that. Now for the good bit. Do you know what I mean? What does it smell like? Let's get into the smell that some of you lot on here worship. Initial spray, you get loads of bergamot, rhubarb and incense. I've heard people describe it as sharp and tart. Listen, this is screechy. You know fingernail to chartboard, you know that screechy? Yes. If you could bottle that, that's the opening for Delina. But after all of that screechiness, like a sweet lychee begins to come forward and you're like, wait, what's going on? First you're sour, now you're sweet. What is this? Number 56 from a local takeaway. Now for the rose and Delina. Listen, I was expecting this graceful, this pretty, this delicate rose. The rose in this, dead rose. Like, let me tell you about the rose that's in Delina. Say you're walking through a forest, yeah? Come with me. Say you're walking through a forest, yeah? And it's bare greenery everywhere. And throughout all of this greenery, one rose has blossomed. You go to pick that rose and as you go, you get pricked. Do you know what I mean? But you're like, is it even worth it? But you still go towards that rose because you're like, listen, throughout all of this greenery, you know, something beautiful has come from it, yeah? So you go, you pick the flowers and you smell it. You're expecting a beautiful rose, a lush rose. No. You want to know what the rose smell like? It's loud, it's grassy, and it's leafy. That's what the rose smell like in this. The sweetness doesn't come from the rose. The sweetness comes from the petalia and the peony. Like the rose in this, dead rose. The rose in Delina is dead. Dead rose. The dry down is where this fragrance gets a bit tolerable, but the incense is still strong. Listen, I think the incense in Delina is the same incense that the wise men brought for baby Jesus on his birthday.
Incense to perfume the halls of the mighty.
It's so strong. Why is the incense so strong? But pushing through the incense, you get like a sultry, creamy vanilla paired with powdered musk and like fluffy cashmerean along with woodsy notes. Listen, the dry down is what saved Delina, okay? You know what? I have to give Delina another point for longevity. Give unto Caesar what's due to Caesar. The longevity is out of the... Listen, longevity, 10 out of 10. When I wore Delina, I spread it all over my clothes, came home and I put my clothes in the laundry basket, yeah? Tell me why 3 days after, I'm going to do my washing and I can still smell Delina on my clothes. Hello? 10 plus hours on skin and more on clothes. Okay. Give them that point, yeah? Give them that point. I might have to give them another point for projection. This will fill a room. You know what? Scrap that. This will fill an auditorium. It's potent. Delina is potent. Another thing is, I'm an avid oversprayer and I would not recommend you overspray it on Delina. I mean, firstly, it's bloody expensive. So you don't want to overspray because hello. Yeah, it's expensive. And two, it's rather nauseating. And I'm assuming that comes down to the incense. It's so nauseating, it's headache inducing, so go easy on the trigger, okay? The dry down for Delina smells feminine, but it also smells young. Like a young girl transitioning into womanhood. So in other words, like baby spice transitioning into a grown-up posh spice. Does that make sense? Final thoughts on Delina, it's the incense. The incense is too strong. If they could tone it down a bit, like bring it down 3 notches.
And if you to bring it down 3 more notches,
that'd be great. I would have liked a lot more vanilla in Delina, but someone told me that the Delina exclusive, the flanker, is the more creamier and smooth up version of Delina. But I mean, this is already a letdown, so I think I'll pass on that one. Thank you very much. I mean, someone on Fragrantica said Delina is like having a knife up your nose. I wouldn't go that far, but I get where they're coming from. I won't lie to you, and I know many of you on here realize this as well, but Delina is becoming pretty mainstream. Like, I've had non-frag heads and people who don't know much about fragrances ask me what Delina smells like, and I'm like, listen, from you lot are asking about this, mainstream. But what gets me is that people are under this notion that, hey, it's niche, and once it's niche, it automatically smells good. Piss off. No, it doesn't. I've smelled so many niche fragrances and I'm like, what? This is what people are going crazy over? Are you mad? What is this? Trash. But I mean, you know, we all have our own preferences. Do you know what I mean? If you like that, if you want to go down that route, blessings to you, my love. I mean, I've started my fragrance journey way before Delina came out, because Delina came out in 2017, innit? And mate, I've been wearing fragrances way before that. So, I mean, but when it came out, that's all people were talking about. Do you know what I mean? So I was like, you know what? Jump into the hype. Let's see what the hype is about. So I went online and I got a 5 ml sample. And when it came and I sprayed it, I was like, this is it? What is this? This is Delina? This is the Delina? This is your king?
is this your king?
Or should I say queen, because the bottle is pink. But yeah, I was like, what? I was underwhelmed the first time I smelled Delina. It came in a glass atomizer and I was taking it for my mate Carolina to sniff it and it broke. It fell out of, guys, if you don't know, I'm clumsy. Yeah, really clumsy. So the atomizer fell out of my hand and it broke, but I still took it up and I brought like the broken bits for Carolina to sniff it. And I was like, babe, sniff this. And I was like, you know how much this costs? And she was like, what? I was like, yeah, this fragrance costs this much. She's like, what? I would never spend that much money on a fragrance. But you know what? I thought maybe I got a fake sample or whatever. So I went online and I bought the full bottle. But I only have myself to blame. It smells like the same atomizer that I got. So, you know, as I said, I only got myself to blame. Like, nobody forced me to buy the fragrance. You know, I went out and I bought it on my own. So, yeah, I mean...
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
I mean, I really felt let down when I smelled Delina, but you know, it may have been a case of overhyping and over-exaggerating, getting my expectations unrealistically elevated. Do you know what I mean? For me, Delina is nice, but only at the dry down. Do you know what I mean? After you pass that loud rhubarb, that screechy incense, yes. That dry down, yes. But I mean, the whole Delina, it's a no from me. Is it worth the hype? No. Is it worth the money? No. Does it smell like how it costs? No. But I mean, that's just my opinion. You might think Delina is the baddest thing since sliced bread. You might think Delina is top tier, top notch. But for me, it's a no from me, mate. What? No. You know what? I think I've been hard on Delina. And I mean, if this is your favorite fragrance, you know, I'd like to take this opportunity to apologize to absolutely no one.
I'd like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody.
What do you think this is? But on a serious note, I am sorry. I mean, if this is your favorite scent, your signature scent, I'm happy that it works for you, but it didn't work for me. You get what I mean? And I mean, we all can't agree on the same fragrances. I mean, that would be boring. Do you know what I mean? If everybody liked the same fragrances. But yeah, sorry. Listen, I spent my money on Delina, so I'm allowed to give my own opinion. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't sent out to me. This video isn't sponsored, so I'm just voicing my opinion. Because the way you lot on here hype this fragrance up, I thought it was gonna be a banger, but it's not. Well, there you have it, my loves. That's my take on one of the most spoken about fragrances on the internet, Delina by Parfums de Marly. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up by clicking that like button. Comment down below and let me know your thoughts on Delina, only if you've smelt it. If you've never smelt Delina, you have no chat for me. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Listen, you've made it this far, and when you click subscribe, money doesn't leave your account. I know, shocking, it's free. Subscribe to my channel, help me grow. Don't forget to follow me on all my socials. It's Coco_Pebz for Snapchat, Instagram, and on Twitter. I might be inconsistent on YouTube, but catch me on Snapchat. I'm doing up a madness over there, yeah? I'm fun. I'm fun. And I guess, my lovelies, I'll see you in my next video. Bye!